What is up, you guys? Listen, I just created this entire 12-month marketing and content calendar for my business. If you want to know how you can create this for yourself, how you can come up with content ideas, how you can actually plan your promos for the year, then this is a video for you. So go ahead, like the video while the intro plays, and I'll meet you on the other side.
There's no stopping me now. I know my shot, sit down. Money's all over me. I'm called to be rich and be free.
I literally was getting ready to map out my 12-month promos, and I was like, wait a minute, let me turn the camera on, because this is a question that I get a lot from clients, from just in my comments on my YouTube videos, about how do I decide what content I'm going to post about for the month, and then also how do I plan my calendar. So by actually outlining this 12-month calendar for the year, it's going to help me to know what promos I'm doing, what events we have coming up, what big projects we have, as well as what the content is going to be for the month. And that helps me to come up with content ideas for email marketing, for social media marketing, and all of my different marketing channels. So I'm going to go ahead and break down my process for you, and I promise it's going to make sense. So don't worry about this. This is already getting into my quarterly planner, but for this video, we're going to focus on just outlining the 12-month promo. So as you can see, if you can't see, I pretty much have just a calendar here that has each month on it, and then it's kind of broken down by quarter. So you have January through March for Q1, you have April through June, July through September, and then October through December. So the first thing that I do when it comes to planning is I start with any big holidays or events that are going to happen throughout the year. So for example, you have the New Year in January, so I typically would do some type of New Year sale, and typically this is when I'll promote like my business planning workshop. And then in February you have a Valentine's Day, so I'm not doing like a Valentine's Day promo, but something that I do want to do this year is start doing more like socials and happy hour events for my private clients, so that they can actually fellowship, network with each other, and have more networking opportunities that way. So in February, around Valentine's Day, I want to do a Valentine's Day social. In November, you have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which is always going to be a big promo. So I'm going to put Black Friday, Cyber Monday promo. And then July, you have Independence Day. I typically will do a Independence Day promo. Even before Juneteenth was a federal holiday, your girl was doing Juneteenth promos and celebrating Juneteenth, because we ain't new to this, we true to this, okay? So in June, we're going to have a Juneteenth promo. I'm also from the South, y'all. So in Texas, we have always celebrated Juneteenth. So let me know in the comments if you already celebrated Juneteenth before it became a federal holiday, or if you just started celebrating it since it became a federal holiday. And also let me know if you even knew what Juneteenth was before it became a federal holiday. Okay, anyways, let's get back to the content, okay? So we know we have Juneteenth in June, we have the 4th of July in July, so we're going to have an Independence Day promo. September, we have Labor Day, so I typically always do a Labor Day promo. And then now what I want to do is get into some other events that I know I want to focus on that are going to be specific to my business. So for example, in December, I always do something around the 12 days of Christmas theme. This past year, we did 12 days of Shiftmas, where I promoted my business planning workshop. And then also in previous years before that, I did 12 days of Lunchmas, where I shared the lunch tips and strategies. So we're going to have 12 days of Christmas. And then I have an online school of business where I teach people about entrepreneurship, about business planning, operational planning, strategic planning, And so with my school of business, one thing that I've started doing as far as branding my school this year is trying to really replicate what you would see in a real world traditional college campus. So typically in October, a lot of universities and colleges have their homecoming. So I actually want to have my own like a homecoming event this year. So we know that's going to be in October. And then my business anniversary is in August, so I'm going to have an anniversary promo. And I think that's pretty much all the big events that I normally celebrate within my business. So now that I have all the federal holidays and big events that are specific to my business on the calendar, what I want to do is I typically will look at the calendar and I'll look and see what months are blank or don't have a lot of things going on. And that's typically where I'll plan, like if there's any big projects going on. So for example, if I was going to do like a big tech stack upgrade or a revamp, I would try to put that in one of these months where I don't have anything going on. And then also if I want to launch any new products or services, typically I'll be like, okay, we could do a launch in March since, you know, we don't have anything going on. We may add something there. So for example, March is my birthday. I may do a birthday promo. So I could put birthday promo. And then also March is like a big month when it comes to like spring break, spring cleaning. So I'm probably going to have the theme for March be around like spring cleaning. And I have a new product that I want to launch. And the reason why I'm putting that there is, so I told you this past December, I did 12 days of Shiftmas where I basically gave like business shifting tips to help people kind of wrap up for the end of the year, start planning for the new year. And during that process, I promoted my PlanCORRECT workshop, which people love. People love the daily tips. And then people started asking me more questions about how to organize the back end of their business. So it gave me the idea to create a completely new product called 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗶𝗄𝗃 that is literally about organizing the back end of your business. So PlanCORRECT is more so about strategic business planning, and 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗃 is literally about how to get your business together, like how to set up your email marketing, how to set up different email addresses for you or your team members, how to add an email signature, how to set up rules if you want to direct emails to go a certain place, how to organize your folders, how to create SOPs. So it's literally like getting your back end operations together. So since March is all about spring cleaning, getting cleaned up, decluttering, organizing, I'm going to actually launch the Shiftmas bootcamp in March. So for this entire second quarter, I know that I want to really focus on getting into my HR bag. So for those of you who don't know, my background is in human resources. I worked as a training instructor for a while, HR analyst. And so one thing that I really want to do is start kind of bridging the gap between my expertise and not always focusing just on like the operational side of business, but also the HR side when it comes to hiring people, when it comes to just having your human resources together, right? So in the second quarter, I want to focus on like hiring, building a team, creating job descriptions, performance evaluations, that type of stuff. So I'm actually going to launch a new product here that is called 𝗪𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁. And it's all about the HR stuff, how to hire people, create job descriptions, all that stuff I just said. No, actually, I'm going to move this to May, because I want to launch something else in April. So literally this is the process that I go through, right? So instead of doing 𝗪𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁 in April, I want to do this in May, because I already had an idea for a promo in April. So in February, I already have my email boss bundle that I've been updating, adding new sequences to, writing new email templates. So email boss is pretty much going to be rebranded, and it's going to be rebranded to email correct, and we have a couple updates left to get that done. But once those updates are done, it'll be ready to relaunch, and it doesn't require a lot of work in order to be able to relaunch it. So I'm going to relaunch that in February. And then in April, I'm going to launch a Market Correct bundle. So that's pretty much going to be Digital Sales Boss rebranded as Market Correct. And then I'm also going to be doing a rebrand for Social Media Boss, and it's going to become, I don't know what it's going to be called yet. So for now, we're going to put Social Correct, but I'm not married to that name. So by the time this actually gets launched, the name is probably going to be different. But since now I pretty much have everything on the calendar as far as products that I want to promote, big events that are happening, just holidays that I typically promote around. What I want to do now is just think about, like, are there any big projects that I know that I need to undertake for this year? And I don't really have any big projects for this year that I need to focus on. But for last year, one of the big things that I did was, you know, that Google Analytics ended up changing their system. And so, like, I think by July 1st, you had to actually upgrade to the new version of Google Analytics or whatever it was. But instead of me actually upgrading to the new Google Analytics, I ended up moving to 𝗲𝗲𝗹𝗪, which is a completely different analytics tool. So that was a big project that I worked on. And then overall, just making sure that I was tracking all the right numbers and analytics and data that I needed so that I could better have an accurate snapshot of all of my business performance, operational, financial, all of that. So that was a big project that we did last year. But right now, I can't think of any big projects that I have. But again, as the year goes on, there may be projects that come down the pipeline. And then as they come, we'll add them to this calendar and fill it in. But let's say that I did have a big project going on. So still, like, April and May, we're launching small, low-ticket digital products, so the launches aren't going to be that big. So if I did have any big projects that I needed to tackle, I would probably try to fit them in those couple of months where I know that pretty much everything else is going to be pretty slow and I have the capacity to be able to do those projects. So now that I kind of know what my promos are for each month, what I like to do is go back and just have a theme for every single month. So for example, for January, I'm going to be having a New Year sale. I typically promote PlanCORRECT, which is my annual planning workshop. So all of my content through this month is going to be related to business planning and organization, right? So in February, I know that I'm going to relaunch Email Correct. So my theme for this month is going to be email marketing. And all of my content is going to be around email marketing. The same thing for each month. So in March, we're going to launch Shift Correct. And so everything's going to be about organization, decluttering your business, getting your back end together. In April, we're going to promote Market Correct. So the theme for that month is going to be just like overall marketing. So it doesn't matter if it's email, social media. We're going to focus on marketing as a whole. And then May, the product is going to be Hire Correct. So this entire month, we're going to be talking about building a team, how to hire people correctly, that type of stuff, and so on. So basically, for every single month, I'm going to look at what am I promoting, what projects, what events do I have going on, and then that is basically going to be the theme for the month. And then once I know what that theme is, it helps me to know what to focus my content on. Now, one thing that I do want to say is just because you create this at the beginning of the year does not mean it cannot change, right? So like I said, even though I don't have any projects going on right now, let's say next month something comes up and it's like, hey, Ebony, there's this new tech system out that can help you do X, Y, and Z. So I may decide, okay, yeah, this is something that I want to switch over. And so I may actually plan a project to actually upgrade my tech stack. So as things come up throughout the year, this may change and you may add things. You may decide, I don't even want to launch that. Or you may decide, you know, there's some trend going on, which is why I always say, It's important to pay attention to industry trends as well as marketing trends, because maybe something happens and you're like, oh, like think about when ChatGPT became a thing, right? Some people shifted their content to focus on ChatGPT and letting you know, like, what's it all about? What can you do with it? How can it help you in your business? So you want to make sure that you have kind of a plan, but that is also fluid so that you can pivot and make changes if you need to. So this is how I come up with my 12-month marketing plan and content calendar. Let me know in the comments below this video if you have any questions. Let me know if you've already created a content calendar for your business. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know all the tea down in the comments below this video. As always, thanks so much for stopping by my internet home. Make sure you like, comment. If you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel and turn on those notifications so you'll be the first one to get notified anytime I upload another video just like this. All right, bye y'all.